Hey everybody, Mr. Kevin here, and welcome back to the 9th episode of the Curved Cabinets of Bimbo. I can't believe there's been 9 episodes already. In today's episode, we're going to go over milling the curved parts for the guest bathroom. I'm going to show you how I make a little speed ramp jig for the table saw to help hold those pieces up as they're going through the table saw blade. My neighbor's dog's going to bark through this whole entire thing because they're annoying. And then we're going to lay everything out on the template and show you how to go about marking it up and cutting it up. So my neighbor's dog's saying, please watch, please tell all your friends and share it with the world. All right, well, thanks for watching. Thanks for all your support. And here we go, the 9th episode of the Curved Cabinets of Bimbo. Hey everybody, and welcome to the Curved Cabinets of Bimbo. So in today's episode, we're going to do the guest bathroom right here. You can't really see it. I'll put a picture of it over here. There we go. So what we're going to do today is we're going to use this. This is the layout that we did a couple of videos back. And it's got all the parts on there and all the doors and everything else. And it's got the toe kick laid in there and how I want to put the poplar in for the toe kicks. And we're going to curve all that. We're going to do that later. But today we're just going to do the laying out and milling of all these parts here. I'm going to show you how to mill all that right now. Let me put this down. Yeah. Oh God. So we finished all of the flat parts for the whole entire project. The drawer faces are fit and done. The doors are fit and done. So all the flat parts are done. We still have to do the plywood. Plywood's easy. I always do all the solid stock first and get everything ready to go. And then I build the whole thing because I don't got that much space. And once I start building cabinets, they take up quite a bit of space pretty fast. So we have the face frame parts here, which we're going to rip down on the table saw. We're going to do that today. We're going to rip these down on the table saw also today. These are the top and bottom rails of the doors. I have the stiles somewhere over there that are just straight. And this piece we have to mill down to 2.5, and then we have to run a 1/4 inch dado in the top of that thing so it'll hold the tongue of this. Not complicated at all, right? Piece of cake. All right, well, here we go. We'll see how it all goes today. And as always, if you have any questions, comment below and I'll try to answer them. So in a short synopsis, what we're going to do today is we're going to mill up the parts. We're going to lay it out on this template right here and try to fit everything the best we can. We're going to actually use a domino machine to hold the stiles and rails together for the doors. We have to figure out a way of putting a 1/4 inch dado in a curved part. I have an idea, if I can find the right bit. All right, I'm all excited. I love doing stuff like this. This is my favorite thing in the entire world to do is curve work. I say that now, and by the end of this video, I'll be pulling out my hair. What little I have left. So I'm going to do this in little segments. I'm just going to show you how I go about joining these pieces because the small ones aren't too bad. So you join them like you join a normal hunk of wood, except they're curved and they got little gluey. So I push everything to the back. Same with plywood. If I do anything with plywood or curve stuff with glue on it, push the fence back as far as you can. That helps. You only screw up a couple of these little cutter heads in the back, not in the middle anywhere. So, you know, I'm always moving this around. It's on a video somewhere. So I'm going to start with the one that was an extra. And then this big old Johnson we'll do last. And yeah, same thing. You really got to make sure that it's squared up on the, up against the fence. All right, blast gates open, ready to go. Magic button. Yeah, we're right here. This is my magic button. All right. All right, we're all squared up. There it is. I'm so happy. All right, now we're gonna go to the table saw over here. So what I'm gonna do today is I'm going to put on my combination blade for milling this stuff up. I usually use my rip blade, which only has 24 teeth, but I want this as smooth as possible. So my joiner is set at a 32nd of an inch, always. I never change that. I like it that way. Just my little thing. Most people set it at a 16th. 16th is too much material to remove sometimes for me. It's one of my OCD things. So the two pieces we're cutting here, these are the top rails. They're 2 inches, and the bottom rails are 2.5. So I have to set this at 2 and a 32nd. Let's practice once. So we're going to go through here, and I'm going to stuff it through there, and I'm going to actually hold up on the back. Okay, as I'm putting it through there. And I'm going to push it down as we go. And I'm going to hold it down with my fingers because this is bigger than an inch, and anything for me wider than an inch, I use my hands. Now these guys, I'm going to use a push stick because they need to be 1 inch. Yeah, so we'll use a push stick for that. I close the blast gate for the joiner because I want this to suck as much as possible. Really? No. Really? Okay, here we go. Headphones. All right, nice and slow. Take it easy. And it's like cutting a regular piece of wood, except it's curved. Not too bad. Here we go. Keep it down on the insert as much as possible. Lifting it up slowly, pushing down with my thumb. It's a mustache. Alright, there we go. There's that one. Do it again. Pushing down on the insert, not too hard. You can also hold it back here if you want to stabilize it a little bit. Slowly moving around with my fingers. So when I'm pushing this through, I'm trying to push it like this. I'm kind of pushing it with my fingers. See, I did that. I'm going to do it again. I'm not wiggling it. I'm going to push it against the fence. Here we go. And you can, like I said, you can hold the back end up here. You can kind of push with your finger if you like. Or you can creep the crawler with the other hand. Comes out pretty good. No! One more. Okay, nice and slow. And these are all the door parts. Push down right in the middle. And hold up back here a little bit. Kind of help push through. I'm just watching the saw blade. I'm not watching anything else. I can feel it's against the fence. No hands. Remember the no hand trick? Use your knee. No. There you go. All right. So I'm going to join these real quick. And then we'll do these. There we go. They're all put together there and they're all joined up. Beautiful. Now for the fun ones. The longuins. So these are the longer ones. They're 50 inches long. And yeah, I have top dead center. Jeez, they're long. I have top dead center right here on my saw. I've engraved it into the tabletop, the insert, and the fence itself. I'm gonna give you another reason why top dead center is kind of a good thing. Okay, see how they're all kind of together and there's a center to it, the whole thing, right? What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make like a little triangle jig, I don't know, maybe that long, that would fit in here and kind of follow this curve, and I can actually make a curved piece on my bandsaw. So we have this part of the jig. I'm going to make like a little triangle piece that comes out of here that'll sit and fit in here about 6 inches away from the blade. Because I want to make sure they're balanced and centered, right, which that is. And then I'm going to come over here, I'm going to start right about here, and I'll have it go out like this. And as it hits that, it'll just naturally carry it up. All right, and as you're going through, it'll help keep it from doing this. Follow me? Yeah. And then we come out and boom. And the last part always is going to be off the deck a little bit, so you really have to shove that last part down with your thumb. I'm sure there's some sound effect on there by now. So I have a mark on there, boom, right there. I'm going to figure out what this is from here to over there somewheres, and I'm just going to make me a little tiny jig, and maybe a couple of them to stick on there so it's 1.5 inches wide.
What?
Yeah, I guess it'll work. Yeah, because it won't be touching here, so it doesn't matter how wide it is. How cool is that? Brainiacs. All right, I'll see you in a minute. I'm going to go make me a jig. I'm all covered in MDF dust. What an overkill. I just bandsawed these with a 1.25 inch resaw blade. And then edge sanded them. Ugh, that was nasty. We just love our double stick tape here in Mr. Kevin's woodworking land. So the first thing we're gonna do is put these Johnsons together like this here. All right, so we have our little ramp in there, a little speed ramp for Evil Cable to jump off of. And yeah, so now we're gonna figure out where this goes, because the top dead center, and that's the center of that Johnson right there. And then we'll mark it, and we'll figure out how we're gonna hold that puppy on there. And push it until, I don't wanna move it, I just want it to bump it right there. You don't wanna push it up, you just wanna butt it right until it barely, right there is good. So we'll take the other good old pencil here and put a line there. I'm just gonna draw the ramp on there. That's why they put this white plasticky crap on there so you can draw on it. All right, so we have that in place where we want it. How are we gonna attach it? Well, what do you think? What are we gonna use? I'm gonna use me some double stick tape.
Boogers.
Because, you know, I like the double stick tape, and I like how it aggravates the hell out of me trying to get the stuff off. There we go. Okay. God. I need somebody to clean up my shop now. All right, so there's the pencil mark right there. Put it just behind the line, just a little bit, and then think it'll stay. Hope so. All right, so we're gonna try this without the blade up, because, you know, practice makes perfect. The blade is down. We're acting like we don't know what we're doing. All right, here we go. So we're gonna hold it up here and keep it flat down below. We're gonna feed her on through until we hit that thing and be pissed off. And as we go through, we're just gonna use it. I don't even have my gloves on. And now we gotta really shove down because it's gonna wanna come off there we go. Just like that, whoopie doodles. And then we'll set it for 1 inch, like over here, we'll practice that one too. So I'm gonna try the same thing. Gonna come through, boom, cut, butt into that Johnson there. Feed, 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 feed. Oh yeah, I said I was gonna use that's the best one I got. It's got a shape on it. Boom, and we'll feed it through like that. Except for one problem. Damn thing's too tall. As I come through, it's hitting the table and not standing on that thing. Don't I already have a short one? Damn it, Jim. Well, time to make some more push sticks. Good golly. Let me see how this short one works now. Coming through here, I'm gonna feed it through. Boom, boom, yeah, and good. See, as it heads up the hill, this is where it was hitting. So, yeah, so it's not hitting now. So that's good. And it's way up in the air over there. Whee! Boy, this is gonna be interesting. So I'm feeding it through. I'm literally looking at this line and where the table saw blade is. And I'm trying to keep this down right on that insert. I'll keep feeding it through like this and keep feeding it through. All right, and pushing down with my thumb until I get it right about this point, right where the fence starts, right here. And then I'm gonna switch over and then put this hand over here, and I'm pushing with these fingers that way. And I'll just feed it like, I can feed it like this too, which I didn't do, and then finish the last up with my thumb down on it. And that would have been the better way to do it. Sugar. Well, I'll make some more and we'll do it again. No? Okay. Ramp jig. Yeah, cool. Never seen that before. All right. That's awesome. Next thing we're going to do is set it up on the template. And they're out just a little bit, but what's going to happen is I'm going to make the jig for the bottom that's shaped like a pie, and I'm going to screw it. I'm going to pocket screw it from underneath and screw it into these frames so they're all kind of boop in there as tight as possible. And once you have that plywood top and bottom to hold everything in the plane that you want, you're good. You're golden. So we have the door styles right here, the door rails right here, and the other two styles are here. And I carry the lines down. I just put 2 lines and I just kind of carry them out because It's just kind of a reference line. It's not exact. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my face frame piece, which is probably this one, or there's another one over there. I'm going to lay them out here. I'll put it right inside the pencil marks because I scribed the pencil line on there too. I'm going to mark it over here. So we have our line. Boom, boom, it goes all the way around. This is where the face frame is. Right here. Okay, so this right here actually butts into this piece right here on both sides. So we have to mark that, which I do with my trusty little triangle. Just going to put a mark here. I'm going to go over here and do the exact same thing. Excuse my baldness. So now that they're marked, we can remove it. All right, and either we use our center finder, if you have room, and put a little line here, and go ahead and mark it like this. And I'll mark the other side since it's over there too. And you got to remember when you're using a center finder, where's the damn lens? When you use a center finder, this is the side that works. It doesn't work on this side, right there in the middle. And I'm going fat of the line just by a pencil hair or so. And we'll mark it, put a little hashtag thing on there, flicky, that's where I want to cut it. So I'm going to cut these on the chop saw, which is right behind the camera here, so I can't really do that right now. But I'm going to do this one, and this one will be identical. So this is the top rail, this is the bottom rail. Those two will be absolutely identical. Okay, so we're going to do the top rail, which is 1 3/4 inches, the bottom rail, which is 1 inch, which are these two pieces right here. All right, then we have another piece over there, that's the mid rail, which is right here, right there. Okay, and we'll figure that one out. As soon as I get these other two cut, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut these two, and I'm going to assemble that little part, put it together, and I'm going to figure out what that is. This is the short one I didn't think I was going to use. That might be all right. So what we're going to do, we've got it all laid up on there. Nice and beautiful. As long as we don't move it, and it's on the line pretty good. We'll do the same thing here. You got to be very careful when you do this. That one there. Go to the outside one over here. Try not to move anything. Okay, there we go. So this rail right here is this little piece right here. And we do the same thing. I put marks on it and put the little hashtaggy things on here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut them on the chop saw long, and then I'm going to fit it. So here's the door style here. Let's see if we can hang these up near. Door style. Door style. That's where that's going to go, right? And we got the line in between where the rail's going to go. There's the bottom rail and the top rail. See how that all, they're all the same curve. So right there on those, we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to mark them exactly the same way, except we're going to use this line here. That's why we make these lines longer. So we mark a line there, and we're going to the inside of the style. Oh crap, I just moved it. Oh, it's close. It'll be close. And I'm going to cut fat of the line. So I'm going to cut these on the chop saw. I'm going to cut them on the saw, and I'm going to leave the line. There's no true science to any of this crap. It's just it is what it is, you know. I probably do it like different ways every single time because I get bored. I have attention problems. So I'm going to do the same with these two. And then once I get all this stuff cut and the doors are there, then I'm going to take the domino machine. I'm going to domino all these pieces together so it'll make it look like a door. And then I have to figure out the raised panel molding, which is right in there, and the raised panel part, which is right here. So to make these curved things look like this, I still have to rip this down and cross-cut it. Cross-cutting it's not so hard. Ripping it down and making it square the way you want it is a little different. All right, well there you go. This is how I go about figuring all this stuff out. We mitered all our pieces and parts, and then we just lay it out on the template. We just basically just put parts in place. Oh, I got a door style there. I'm going to put that there. I'm going to figure out what that is from the door rails. And once we do the door rails, we mark them. And just lay them right on the drawn line. Boom, there you go. Cut it there. If you don't like the way it's looking on the curve, you can move it a little bit, because making curved parts, nothing's perfect. It's not absolute. Yeah, it comes out pretty good. You can see there's a close-up of it now. You can see the lines, and that's why we don't shape this, because if you were to put a shape like, the molding, raised panel molding shape, it would look so stripy, it'd be ridiculous. And you think, oh, well, it looks like grain. It doesn't. It looks really weird. And if you even have a little bit of a wobble in it, it looks like a U. So your piece would look like it'd have something like that in it. And that's not good. So we just make them out of solid stock. And we got plenty of that. All right, there you go. Hopefully that was helpful. I don't know. I'll have to watch it back and see if it made sense. Have an awesome day. All right, well, there you go. Craziness abounds. All right, people, have an awesome day. Go outside and play. Hug somebody you love. Be safe out there, and I'll see you next time right here on the YouTubes. And if you're new to the channel, subscribe, like, hit the notification bell, fling, fling, the bang, bang, save the toilet paper, and we'll see you soon. All right, everybody. Bye-bye. What do I do now? Oh, I know. I'll turn it off for this piece right here. Here we go. Ready? Go from underneath. I got to hit the button from underneath. Here we go. Welcome to another edition. Why do I keep saying edition? Oh, we're not doing math. Ugh. Oh, man. I thought I had all the parts out here. I'm getting all over the place, aren't I? Couldn't have been that little sugary thing I ate earlier. Ooh. Good thing I didn't have any coffee. Holy cow. All right. I start editing these videos, and I don't want them to be 20 minutes long. It takes too long. I just want them to be like 10 to 12 minutes and done. See, they know. It never happens. These guys go by every day at the same time. They're social outcasting like I am. We're acting like we don't know what we're doing.